Good evening, all of P1/1 and parents, of course. So today we're going to start a new topic, and as you can see on the board, the new topic is creating addition stories. So last week it was word problem stories. Now you have to create the word problem story about addition. It's almost the same, but now you have to make the story. So now you will get the word sentence, you will get the numbers, and you will have to make a story out of those numbers. Okay? So how do you do that? There are 3 steps. Step number 1, think of a math idea, and the math idea used here is numbers. Okay? Step number 2, make a story about the numbers. And step number 3, we ask our question. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example and my story. So I will create a story for you as an example, and I'm sure you all know the story about the Little Red Riding Hood. But this is my story about the Little Red Riding Hood. It's not the same as the real story. Alright, so let's look at the pictures here. Who is this? Right, it is Red Riding Hood. And if you follow me over here, who is this? You are right, it is the big bad wolf. That's right. And then whose house is this? You are correct, that is Grandma's cottage. And who is this lying in bed? Grandma, yes. So these are the 3 characters my story is going to be about. Okay? Are you ready? I'm sorry? Are you ready? Alright, good job. So, so this is my story, my version of the Little Red Riding Hood. Okay? So, one day, Little Red Riding Hood, who loved to bake, she baked 4 cheesecakes. 4 cheesecakes, you see they are yellow, cheesecakes. And then she wanted to give them to her grandmother because she knows her grandmother loves cheesecakes. Okay? But in order to go to grandmother's cottage, she needed to cross a very big dark forest. But anyway, she baked and she packed all her cheesecakes in her basket. So let's put them all in her basket. Okay, so now she puts all the 4 cheesecakes in her basket. Okay, and she starts to walk. And when she had walked for a while, about halfway, she met someone. She met the big bad wolf, and he asked her, "Hello, where are you going?" And the Little Red Riding Wolf, Red Riding Hood, I'm sorry, she answered, "I'm going to my grandma's house to give her these cheesecakes that I have baked." And then the big bad wolf, he asked her, "Oh, where does she live?" And Little Red Riding Hood answered, "Oh, she lives all the way on the other side of the big forest." And then the big The big bad wolf said, "Oh, but that is very far for a little young girl to walk alone. The big forest is a dangerous place." And she said, "Yes, I know, but I'm not afraid. I can take care of myself." And then the big bad wolf answered her, "Oh, but I feel so bad if something were to happen to you. Let me walk with you. We can walk together. I would like to meet your grandmother." And the little Red Riding Hood, she said, "Okay, let's walk together." So they started to walk together. So they were holding hands and were walking and talking and whistling. And when they arrived at Grandma's cottage, they knocked at the door. And Grandma answered, "Who is it?" And Red Riding Hood answered, "It's just me, Grandma. I've come to visit you." And Grandma answered, "Oh, such a nice surprise. Please come in." And they both walked inside the house and met Grandma. And they asked, "How are you doing, Grandma?" And Grandma answered, "I'm doing pretty good, thank you. How are you two doing?" And Red Riding Hood answered, "I'm doing just fine, thank you." And the wolf answered, "I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking." And then little Red Riding Hood told her grandma, "I've come to visit you today to give you 4 nice good cheesecakes that I've made this morning." And Grandma answered, "Oh, so lovely of you. But I have also been baking this morning. I baked 3 chocolate cakes, which I love. I know that you love." And then the big bad wolf said, "I am getting hungry for seeing all of these beautiful, delicious cakes. Can we eat them?" And Grandma answered, "Of course we can. Aren't you all hungry?" Red Riding Hood said, "Oh, we are so hungry. We have been walking for a few hours through the big dark forest. Let's eat them." But then the big bad wolf said, "Wait, stop. Before we eat them, let's count how many cakes do we have all together. You, Red Riding Hood, you brought 4 cheesecakes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you, Grandma, you had baked 3 chocolate cakes. 1, 2, 3. So, how many do you have all together? How many cakes?" And the little Red Riding Hood, she answered, That is a good question. I don't really know. Maybe one of you can help to count them." Okay, so that is the end of the story. So Grandma, she had baked 3 chocolate cakes, and the little Red Riding Hood, she had baked 4 cheesecakes. Now, what is the total of the cakes? So 3 chocolate cakes plus 4 cheesecakes. What is the total of that? Anyone? Yes, that is correct. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So the answer is 7. 7 cakes all together. Okay, do you understand? So I want you to make your own, same as creating your own addition, your own story about plus. But they don't have to be this long. I know my story was quite long. Your stories do not have to be very long. I'm going to give you another example from the book about a story. They don't have to be this long. So if you look at page 61, then I'm going to read this story. So let's make an addition story from the picture below. So you have 2 pictures here. How many squirrels? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first picture. And how many squirrels in the second picture? 1, 2, 3, 4 squirrels. So creating the addition story has already been done by the book. 5 squirrels are eating nuts. 4 squirrels join them. How many squirrels are there all together? So the number sentence is 5 plus 4 equals 9. So you see, this is also an addition story, same as my story is an addition story, but this is much shorter, but it is also correct. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some homework. If you look at the bottom of page 61, you have color pencils, you have cubes, and you have eggs. You have color pencils, you have 3 blue ones and 3 yellow ones. The cubes, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red ones and 3 green ones. And then the eggs, you have 6 eggs in a package, and then you have 3 eggs loose. So make at least 2 stories, but if you want, you can make 3 stories about these ones. So you make 1 story about this, 1 story about this, and 1 story about this. But you can use other items. Use these numbers, but you can use other items. I use cakes, cheesecakes and chocolate cakes. You can use whatever items you want, but use these numbers: 3 and 3, 7 and 3, 6 and 3. Okay, but you can change the items. Okay, I hope you understand. If not, please watch this video one more time. And I know this has been a long video, but it's now finished, and this is all for this video clip, introduction, and to teach you how to create your addition stories. Okay, good job, and I will see you in the next video clip. Bye bye.